Hi, today we're going to build our flush mount unassembled Murphy door. Once you've unboxed your Murphy door kit, we're going to start by building the door jamb. You're going to need to take out the pieces, the right jamb side, left jamb side, jamb top, and the threshold. In order to build the jamb, we're going to need a few tools. You're going to need a drill or an impact wrench, some wood glue, your 8 jamb screws, 12 of the 1-inch silver flathead screws, and the bottom and the top hinge plate. So first we're going to put our hinges on the threshold and the top jamb. You're going to look and you're going to have holes pre-drilled. The ones towards the inside are for an outswing door. The ones towards the outside are for an in-swing door. We're going to build a right-hand in-swing door. So you build it as though you are looking at the front of the door. We'll place the bottom one on first in the in-swing position and screw it into place. So next we're going to put the top hinge plate on the top jamb. This can be a little tricky because you got to put it on the underside of the jamb. So what you're going to do is you're going to line up your holes so that the front of your door is flush, and then you're going to flip the jamb, top jamb, over on its back. You're then going to take your top hinge plate, and that's the one that's got 2 notches on the back side. You're going to place it using the 4 holes here, and it is going to hang off just a little bit. So now we're going to put our jamb together. So you're going to take your top and bottom, make sure your hinges line up, and then you're going to place them with the front face down on the table. So we're going to use our jamb screws, 2 per corner on the door jamb, and then we're going to use wood glue. You don't have to use wood glue, but it will make your door a little bit stronger. So with our glue, we're going to go on the inside of the jamb, and we're just going to put a small stripe right across those holes, across the width of the jamb. Once you do that, you'll set it back on the face. You can put your top jamb piece on its face as well and line up your holes. So we're going to insert our jamb screws. Make sure your corners line up. You can either have your screw heads flush with the outside of the jamb, or you can bury them a little bit, and that won't affect the door at all. This is your finished jamb. We're now going to set that aside and start on the bookcase. So the next step, we're going to start on building our bookcase. We're going to start by building the body of our bookcase. For that, you'll need pieces 4, 10, 5, 9, and 2. Okay, for the body of the bookcase, your top piece is going to be labeled top. It's got the holes in it, and it's also got pre-drilled holes for your hinges. Make sure that the hinge holes are facing the top outside of the bookcase. Same thing for the bottom. There's just no 3/4 inch hole. Just make sure these pre-drilled holes are facing the outside. For this, you also have a middle shelf, and that is going to go about 2/3 of the way down towards the bottom. So on the sides of your top, bottom, and middle shelves, you're going to see 4 holes. You're going to take these U-shaped lock dowels, and there's going to be 2 per side per shelf. And you're going to insert those and use a rubber mallet to make them flush with the top. This should be flush, just like this. You will see some splitting on the side of the shelf. That is absolutely normal. So now we're going to lay out our door. We're going to lay it on its face. The way you can tell the face from the back of the door is the shelves are going to have 2 holes pre-drilled in the face. So we're going to lay those face down on our table. For the sides, the part that's dadoed in is going to be towards the back. The way these lock dowels work, we'll start in the center, is they're going to go in the wider part of this routed hole. I'm going to place it in there till it won't go anymore. You're going to take a block of wood and your rubber mallet, and you're going to hit it down, and those lock dowels will pull that in tight once it's to where it needs to go. Just make sure the back of this shelf is flush with the lower shelf of this routed edge. And we're going to repeat that same step with the top and the bottom. Now that you've got the body of your bookcase built, it's time to attach the back of it. To do that, you're going to grab the back of your bookcase, the 2 routed edges. The backing is going to fit right into that. When you're sliding the back in, before you slide it in, make sure that the holes that are pre-drilled are facing the back side of the door, to the outside. And also, just pay attention to where that middle shelf is so that you don't slide the backing in upside down. So once you've got your backing in place and it's flush on both sides, you're going to take your pen head screws with the 1/4 inch head. You're going to place 1 in each hole, and you'll screw those into place. Now we need to place the hinges on the actual bookcase itself. Your top hinge is going to be flat. Your bottom hinge is going to have the 1/2 inch pin on it. So we'll start with the top. Again, we're building a right hand in swing door. So as far as hinge placement goes, this would be an in swing. And then these 6 holes with the 3/4 inch hole would be for an out swing. Same thing on the left side. Out swing, in swing. Same thing goes for the bottom. We're going to be doing the right hand in swing. So we're going to use these 4 holes. Just make sure and eyeball it that your hinges are in the same place, facing the same direction. Now we'll build the face frame. The face frame is going to consist of the pieces that are 2 inches and 1/4 wide. There should be 3 smaller pieces and 2 pieces about the same height as your door. They are all labeled top, fixed, and bottom. And then the sides have corresponding holes for the shelves that we built into the body of our bookcase. For this part, we're going to insert our wood dowels that is going to hold the face frame together to itself as well as to the body of the bookcase. Again, I'm going to bring out the wood glue. You don't need to use the wood glue, but it will help with the strength. And all I do is I put just a dab of glue in each of these pre-drilled holes. Now we'll insert our dowels. Now we're going to put our cross members on. I'm going to start with the fixed shelf. You can go in any order you'd like. Before we put our dowels in the holes on the back of the face frame, we need to insert our screws. We've included a bit for these screws. It has a square head in order for you to drill these in. Now we'll insert our dowels onto the back of the face frame. Now that you have your face frame built, it's time to put it on the bookcase. We're going to lay our body of our bookcase back on our table. This time we're going to lay it face up so that these pre-drilled holes
on the face frame
are face up.
put a drop.
I'm going to do the same thing just on the face frame. I'm going to put a drop of glue in each hole. Once that's done, I'm going to take my face frame. I'm going to line the dowels that I placed in there up with the holes on my bookcase. You may or may not need a mallet to get those in. And that is your Murphy door bookcase.